and feedback. Perfect. So, Jashimak, thank you very much for coming on this. This is a new series that I've started. The idea is this is not just for the JAMS Fellowship. In general, we'll keep having small episodes of the good experiences that mediators have. So it could be anything. I mean, it could be any kind of memorable experience. But because this JAMS Fellowship thing I saw, and I felt this was a good thing for people to at least understand how the fellowship works. They'll be able to understand what they want to do. They will, some plans they'll put together. So I thought that way, let's just put out the information on it. So please, if you want to tell us about a little bit about yourself and then the fellowship experience.
Okay. You know, my mediation journey started at 2000. It was in Montreal, Canada. There were 15 Croatian judges as a group of people went there to be introduced about achievements in Canadian judiciary. We were there 15 days, 2 weeks, and I was impressed with the two subjects. One was how to conduct in the courtroom, and the other one was mediation. So when I heard for the first time about mediation, I didn't know about mediation at all before that moment. And the judge, female judge, entered in the classroom in a red dress, and she fulfilled whole room with her amazing personality. And she started to talk about mediation, and I said, wow. I fell down from my chair, and I realized there is something much more better than I already do. I was in love with my job as a judge at that moment fully. And it was the beginning of changing of myself as a person and as a professional. And later, and we became friends. She's a famous Louise Otis, former Canadian judge. Now she's a professor and mediator and everything. So from that point on, I started to be interested in mediation, and I never stopped doing that. And today mediation is my life. So I can say that I am a lawyer or a judge under evolution. So today I'm quite a different person. I'm a better person. I'm a better man, human, and everything else. So at 2003, I had the first mediation training. And from 2005, the first training for the trainers for mediate. And at 2010, I had opportunity, or I found opportunity I didn't expect at all, to go to the United States for a while and learn about mediation. And it was, of course, JAMS. So at that point, I had some rough period in my job. And that is something what came out of nowhere from the heaven. And I applied, and I got 2 recommendations, and they accepted me. At the beginning, I didn't know what can I expect, but I realized that very soon. So if you are Elisaveta and Liliana, if you are already started to think about it, do not think about it anymore. Just act and apply. because for me, it was one of the best decisions ever. So I was 3 months in United States, mostly in Boston. I had already good connections with the Boston, and I picked the Boston. And I was in 2 capacities there. One was, of course, James, who supported me all my 3 months. So some James fellows picked to be there 1 year or something, or to go to some postgraduate study or doctorate study. So as a judge, I could use at most 3 months at that time. And I was connected with the Suffolk Law School and with James. So Suffolk Law School was my base for the preparation of Ph.D. And the James was my base for learning about mediation, to shadow mediations and to go to the conferences, meet people, feel how it looks like and what does it mean. And beside the Boston, I was in a few cities like Denver, Washington, New York, Phoenix, and San Francisco. So I was at the few conferences. I was a speaker at the conferences in Washington and conference of Mediators Beyond Borders. At that time, the president of the Mediators Beyond Borders was a famous Kenneth Cloak, with whom Vikram is very familiar and close. And I consider him probably as the #1 mediator in the world. And I was so proud to be with him in a panel. And when I finished my speech, it was the first and the last time I ever got a standing ovation. The first and the last time. And I still have a wonderful thank you note framed on my wall, came from Kenneth Cloak. And, that was an amazing experience. I read a lot, I learned a lot. I became a member of the big international family. We are in contact all the time. We have regular meetings, regular education events online. And whenever I am with them in the United States or outside, I feel important, like we do with our parties as mediators. So I had few speeches at some law schools. I had a number of shadowing mediation as observer. I read a lot, and after that I prepared my PhD with the topic mediation as a generator of change in judiciary and legal profession. This is something I like very much, because I'm not just fighting for mediation. I'm fighting for the change in attitude and the practice of legal profession, which is in a big problem if it is doing things in a traditional way, like we did last hundreds of years. And today, everything has changed except judiciaries all over the world. So we are doing things pretty old way, old-fashioned, and somehow we are existing because ourselves, not because of the disputants, you know. And this is the main reason mediation is came out in the reality, and it is the way of finding the better way or appropriate way for many disputants and people who would benefit it from different kind of resolution process. So in short, I spent there amazing time. It was just the beginning of my connection with JAMS. I was there a few times later in United States and outside of the United States, and I strongly recommend you to start to or to try to use that possibilities and opportunities, and you will never make a mistake if you do it. So I think it's quite enough for the start. What do you think, Vikram?
Yeah, perfect. I think the one thing I just want to point out when you said Ken Cloak is the best mediator, main thing is that he's a beautiful soul. And for me, that is the foremost. And everything else flows after that. That is the most important part, according to me, in even for a mediator in general. I think that is a really important aspect, which I really find with him. But you want to tell them about what was the thing that you activities that you had planned, and what did you do? Something more on that as to what was the action there in when you were part of the fellowship. What was the actual plan as to what was? Are there any specific plans you had that this is what I want to do? Something about that.
So their idea was to help people from all around the world and to create some international community of mediators who can support each other, help each other, learn from each other, exchange. And they did everything they can in supporting us, to welcome us, to be of any kind of help, and to offer us as much as knowledge we can get or ask. And I'm grateful for that, because how to say, I made my experience and my knowledge about mediation on the next level, and it supported me somehow to pursue in that direction more strongly, more persistent, with more convince and believe in that idea and the practice. So
the important thing is that even getting the fellowship is one part. The main thing is, my idea was that they would be able to understand what they want to do, that their ideas about mediation will become clearer if they do a little research as to what all they can do, what they can find out about. I think that is why I've been telling them also, just go do your research, find out what you really want to do in life in mediation, and that will really help you as you go along. I mean, fellowship is just one part of it. So that was how I was looking at it. Are you think that's all right?
Yes, it was kind of push or boost in what direction you want to develop yourself, and how do you want to contribute in your societies to doing something similar. Yes, so actually they motivate us to continue with our efforts and to contribute in our societies, actively be involved in promotion of mediation in every corner of the society. And as you know very well, all our countries need some mediation champions, and who will lead, who will motivate, who will speak, promote. And every day we have more and more colleagues around, stick together and act together and do amazing things.
Yeah. Like you said, those connections that you made are connections for life. That is the important thing. I think that's I think what you really take away from that.
Yes, it is. Almost in every country now we have probably, I don't know, 60, 70 countries is already there. And of course, from the time we have COVID situation, our contacts are kind of less, especially in life. But they are there and waiting for us at any moment.
Okay, so without fellowship, at least I've tried to create that network of people, and a lot of good people have come together. So it's always, I can understand what you're saying, connecting to people from all over the world. I think that's a very nice thing. So I think this is good enough. I think anything, and if any concluding kind of thing you want to give some, what do you think? Is this good enough? I think for motive to, we're just trying to inspire people. I think this is good enough. What do you say?
I think it is.
Perfect.
maybe Elisaveta and Liliana.
Yeah. Anything specific you
say
just
something.
Yeah. Anything do you want to say? Anything you want to hear more about? Elisaveta, Liliana, anything? I think they're okay. They're okay. I think perfect. So any concluding remarks, Judge?
So I don't know in which stage of mediation practice development or efforts you are right now. But what I can say to you, I can strongly recommend you to explore much more your wishes, your motivation, your dreams. And this is something worth to live for it. And, you know, wherever I come, wherever I go, I can find fine people, you know, and you will see in the near future, wherever you go, where are mediators, you will find amazing people who are kind of different or who are ready to use their own humanity for the common good, you know. It's not a floscle or just empty phrase. You know, I believe and I know that whenever you enter humanity in any kind of relation, especially in conflict, everything become better and conflict disappear step by step. And mediation offers us amazing amount of knowledge from different disciplines, which can help us not just to help others, which is amazingly rewarded, but to help ourselves and become, as I told you, a much better person, better humans. And until the moment I am inside of it, everything became easier for me, because now I understand much more human nature than ever before. And of course, this is the knowledge or lessons we need to learn until the end of our lives.
Yeah, I think like you said, the main thing is that the people with the mediator mindset, I'm not saying mediator, the people with the mediator mindset are wonderful people. But you said pursuing the dreams, we have to create opportunities for them. There's so many people, like I said, in every corner of the world, they have those dreams, they have the passion, but I don't think they have the opportunity. So we have to create opportunity, Judge, and you have to play a very important role in that. So that is why it's not going to be only this. I'm going to involve you in a lot of other areas where you have to, these people, they need that. They need people like you to tell them, motivate them, inspire them. I think we really need that.
Yes, it is always, it is still today, it is very funny and challenging and rewarded to talk with a different kind of people who don't know anything about this, you know. And you have to have in your minds that no matter how you believe in mediation approaches, not just about mediation, you have never to push or to convince anybody to anything. Just be yourself, talk about your experience, be authentic, and believe and show and radiate the message. And I didn't find any person so far who devoted 10, 20 or 30 or more minutes to listen me or some other people like me, and who told at the end, this is stupid or this is rubbish. Usually they say something like, wow. So it is so, how to say in English, we people are, humans are so connected, interconnected to each other with invisible strings, and we need just a small effort to become more connected and to talk and to understand and to listen. And whenever we come with such approaches, things are changing better.
The important thing is that there are a lot of people out there, like I said, who have the mediator mindset. And I don't know whether you know that I've started this new lecture series. It was inspired by Ken Cloke's statement in my first episode of Evolution of a Mediator, where he said he went for a lecture about mediation, and in 2 minutes flat, he knew that his life had changed. So those people out there who might never have an opportunity to attend any such lecture. So let's put them out, and you are going to also be giving a lecture and lectures. Okay, so we'll fix up a schedule. We have to inspire people. That's all. We have to get it out there. Someone watches it and says, wow, that's what I want them to say. But the message has to go out. So that part of it you have to be part of. I'll discuss that separately with you. So thank you very much. And I will shut the live recording, and then we'll just have a conversation. So thank you very much, Judge. Very nice of you to take out time. Thank you. You people want to say thank you?
You're very welcome.
Judge, you can please, Liliana, Elizabeth. Yes.
Thank you so much. It was so inspiring. It was really wow.
That's exactly what you need. Yeah.
Yes, I agree with Elisabetta. Thank you so much. I have like a few ideas now in my head. You inspire a lot of ideas that I was thinking about. So thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you very much for your attention and listening and